Feels good. No, I just feels like one of those days, but like in a good way. Also, I can't really think of any small talk. Let's just start. Wait a minute. Better. Ah. Begin a new day, new opportunities. Granted, these new opportunities can be a chance to fuck things up, but shouldn't be that bad. I hope. Alright. Let's check. So just find someone to forge those signatures. I don't want to do that. That feels like it's gonna be a long ways away. So when we first get down, we should probably check those numbers. Alright, and get the pry bar and check in that car.
Yes?
Wait, the send me, man.
You pick over what's left of your frontal cortex.
Yeah, I figured. New faces.
The woman in an RCM patrol officer's uniform winces as
Horse
she
face?
notices you.
I mean, that's a bit rude.
I would really prefer not to talk to you right now.
A patrol officer is the lowest rank in the RCM, below lieutenant and sergeant.
Alright.
Okay.
Looks like she's about to add something, but changes her mind. So how about you?
Look like shit.
Come on. And you obviously wearing a wig,
And
so
I don't mean that as a metaphor.
yeah, okay, fine. It's been a bit rough.
Oh, don't be so modest. We're looking at several months worth of damage here. Kind of a miracle you're still up and at it, to be honest.
I swear to God, I'd cold cock you if I could.
Oh, come on, Jean. It looks like it's been a rough week on him.
Let's see if
It's not just this week. What you want?
There's something about this guy that matches with a face in your head. A similar but different face.
I'm pretty sure you're. I'm pretty sure I saw your face in that while radioing in to the RCM, but you're just wearing a really bad disguise.
The suit, the sunglasses, the haircut. He's famous. That's how you know his face.
Come on.
You know what it is. It's like the two of you know each other. Just ask him.
You know me?
Oh, I definitely know you from somewhere.
Another life.
Yes, from another life. A different life. Maybe the life of a police officer belonging to the ranks of the... To what station do you think you would belong in this alternate and totally fictional reality?
I just the 41st, right?
Okay, that's plausible. That's entirely plausible. Now we're really getting somewhere. Somewhere good.
Can't believe it's this guy.
I'm not getting involved in this.
You know what? Okay, fine. That's fair.
It's not my style, he thinks, glancing at the man in sunglasses. And the woman beside him. Oh boy, they're mad at him. No wonder. He just doesn't recognize them.
That?
Watch out for yourself, loser.
Oh, come on. You are. That's big.
Okay, the man with the sunglasses and his hypothetical Station 41. Weird, right?
Nah. This is perfectly normal.
There's something missing here. Something you can't put our finger on. You know what? Just ask him. I know it sounds crazy, and you'll probably get laughed at, but still.
I mean, you do have a good point.
Yes, just cross it off the list. It's probably not true, though.
It almost certainly is.
Again? I can't believe this shit. I'm going to say no. Just to see what you'll say to that. What'd you say?
Don't remember
God,
you.
Fucking shit.
Yep. I just want. I already know we do in fact work. You're Jean from the 31st. But I'm just telling you so you know I have amnesia.
Okay, I was clearly wrong. He is a firefighter, male nurse, animal control agent, something of that kind. Not a cop. Go on with your cop work. Don't let me stop you again.
Oh, don't worry. I spit the court. You tried your best. I mean, now that I hear, I guess I'll bite. Tell me about this hypothetical Station 41. Not like I've seen it on my clipboard.
Okay.
Oh, that's it. What would our relationship be?
Let's be crazy. Let's say you and I are partners. How's that for a thought experiment?
Do I want to be a kiss ass? You seem like a cool
Would you
guy.
now, or would I be cramping your style? Never mind. Partner.
Actually, you know, Kim's my
I'm
partner.
not your partner. This union is temporary.
Ah, come on, Kim. You sell yourself too short.
A little premonition for you, Lieutenant. Sooner or later, probably sooner, your new friend tells you he doesn't need you. He will then suggest you should fuck off. When that happens, I suggest you take his advice.
I'm a new man
The
now.
lieutenant merely bows his head in response.
Wait, you got a crime?
Oh, no. You see, I enjoy watching other better cops solve crimes. And let me tell you, it's been quite a privilege seeing you work.
A privilege or a free show?
This isn't helping.
Oh, it almost certainly ain't, but it's also kind of funny.
You're
else?
not going to believe this, but police officers.
Oh, hardy har.
Yes, sir. Solving crimes, locking up bad guys, and get this, and not getting that drink on at 2 o'clock.
I swear to God, I'm going to stuff these gloves down your mouth, man. Do you have any idea where these things have been? Inside a dead body.
Just some regular boring motherfuckers in suits and uniforms. Nothing spectacularly extravagant like you, the far-out son of Lang.
Excuse me?
Oh, it's you, you eccentric genius. I mean, with your unorthodox approach to police work, it has to be you.
Tell me.
Not even a little bit.
Okay, fine.
It's an urban myth about an officer who is so far undercover he can't remember who he is. As I said, just an urban myth. You are not the son of Lang.
See, thank you, Kim. See, this positive reinforcement. Well, it's not exactly positive reinforcement, but it's a kind face. Well, I mean, not really kind, but like, no, yeah, I'd say Kim's kind.
Okay, yes, you get the joke. Leave it at that.
Like a conceptualization.
Neither can I, partner. Neither can I.
Gray eyes suddenly flash above your glass frames. I feel sad. You famous?
Not as famous as you, superstar.
Without the slightest hint of irony.
Yeah,
Alright.
it's still irony.
Oh, okay. I am?
Oh yes, big time. Who hasn't heard of the far-out son of liver failure?
Alright, yeah, okay. I suppose I should have seen that one coming. Fine.
No, not entirely.
You know what? Yeah, that's also fair.
About what? You don't look like a cop. You know what you look like?
Listen, man, I'm trying.
Oh, well, go solve your case then. That would count as trying hard.
I've got a bullet, man.
No.
You gotta?
No, he doesn't.
If I wasn't clinically depressed, I'd burst out laughing. But I'm gonna go with no right now.
Clinically depressed or not, you're an asshole. Okay, if you don't want to answer, maybe you can just listen to me talk.
Actually, I don't want to hear you say things.
You know what? So that's also pretty fair.
Come on, Jean.
Okay, say things. I want to hear you say things.
Hear that? He wants you to say things. Say one.
All right.
Suddenly, out of nowhere, case-related things start popping up in your head.
This guy was shot
You
and
think he was
hanged.
hanged as a cover-up? To hide the shooting?
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Why am I telling you this?
I don't know. Why are you?
I mean, me, CowboyTuba, the VTuber, I know fully.
Oh my god, there's more. You want something more? What is it?
Alright. So I talked to your friend.
An RCM.
I would really prefer.
A patrol officer is the lowest rank in the RCM, below lieutenant and sergeant.
Everything alright?
I don't know. I mean, why would I want to talk to you?
I mean, have I done you wrong? I've done that. Oh, learning, my merit learning what I've done. I've done that to a lot of people.
No, you haven't wronged me. It's okay. Okay, fine. Let's talk. What did you want?
What does one talk about with a fellow officer?
What precinct?
What precinct?
Yeah, I already know.
Am I from? God, he doesn't know.
Fucking deranged lunatic.
Come on.
You're getting an intellectually unsatisfying vibe from this conversation. Maybe you're doing something wrong.
With him?
Of course I'm with him. Why do you ask?
Seems like a cool
Well,
guy.
he's not. He's
Oh,
a sack
okay.
of shit barely kept together by crazy glue. But at least he tries, unlike you.
Oh, I am trying. I am trying, man. Just because you ain't appreciating the value of it or seeing the value of me trying. Like, man, this guy's making me actually angry.
Please, let's not turn this into another exchange, okay?
Either way, we're from the same precinct. I know
God
this.
damn it, you leave her alone. Keep your weird bullshit to yourself and be professional for once, for fuck's sake.
Can I actually help you with something?
Yes, of course. Preposterous. I mean, you would remember if they were, right?
No.
Who forgets their squad mates? That's not possible.
I wonder. I really do. What kind of person could forget something as big as their squad mates? Maybe someone who's forgotten their entire name.
I don't know what to say.
I know this is incredibly awkward, and I'm now feeling kind of bad.
Don't say anything, Judith.
Hey, what are y'all doing
I'm
here?
just looking out for...
No one. I'm just a man with sunglasses. And you are?
A policewoman.
Yes, a policewoman who just wants to do her job. That's all.
I mean, it makes sense for us to work, but I'm not sure why. Like,
Something
what kind of
about
cover?
a man with sunglasses and you. The energy between you two is making her uncomfortable.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's fair enough. Ooh, thinly sliced tomatoes. God, that just kind of makes me want a tomato. Hey. That was something, eh, Kim? Oh, right. Two things.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Find more about the armor boots owner?
Sorry, sir. I still haven't heard back from the database people. Try calling again later. Is there anything else I can do for you?
Okay.
57, over.
In the cabin, you see a set of steering levers, a radio,
Okay, so
on a
later
hook,
then, I
a
guess.
pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge. A metallic drawer slot, the pry bar, cold and heavy. like truth. You feel like you're reunited with truth once more. Useful for opening all sorts of doors and lids. The pull-out toolbox slides back into its...
Alright. Now then, let's open that thing. And then we'll check back on Ceylon and see if he still should just have that.
This screen found A to Z contemporain is part.
Actually, I didn't
This
ask it.
screen
Oh, again, get
Use
open.
the pry
Kid.
bar to smash the window. Open it from the inside.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how good it is, but this investigation has taken long enough. We can't afford it to take any longer.
Okay, Kim got here, just heard about this and like, you know what, I'm done. I mean, okay.
This screen found A to Z.
How am I gonna...
Pry bar in.
God.
You take a hard
Damn
swing, goddamn maggot. Drag your ass to the gym and do some reps right now.
I'm sorry.
This has been hard enough. No need to make it any harder.
He smashes it into the window. Droplets of glass fly everywhere, shattering over
Thank
the
you,
lorry
thank you,
floor
Kim.
and pavement.
I should have
You
put
can
on...
just
I
reach
should have
in.
put on the shirt. I should have put on the shirt, man.
The smell of cigarettes and perfume welcomes you. The cabin inside is plastered with old movie posters. Actresses smile from the walls. There's a radio transmitter in the front and a toolbox tucked under the driver's seat. Some tools lie scattered near the pedals.
This has to be the pale driver. I mean, not... the old one.
There's something odd about the passenger seat. The seating fabric has been pulled tight over the lower side of the seat where the toolbox should be.
Right
These
here.
are movie posters featuring starlets from long-forgotten films from the 20s, the teens, even the 90s of the last century.
Wow.
One of them particularly catches your eye, a centerfold of an ingenue attached right above the back seat. There's definitely perfume in the air. It's spicy, with a hint of amberette, wafting through the bitter air of the cabin.
What's that
The
smell?
remnants of a sweet juniper-scented perfume, probably granate number 5. The actress is draped in a sheath dress, one of her shoulders bared. The faded remains of an autograph run across the poster. She's looking past the camera. Wait, doesn't she?
I get an
Resemble
idea.
someone you know. But you can't put your finger on whom exactly. This is Tijon, a starlet from the dawn of cinematography.
Okay, never
less
mind, I
known
don't know
for her
then.
talent than her tragic, untimely death.
What happened?
She wasted away in a drug den called the Door to the River, not far from here, on Boogie Street, a mixture of cocaine and morphine. She was afraid of the world, and the camera, too.
Oh, that's kind of sad.
The actresses and the rear actor all smile you a warm goodbye. A radio transmitter is attached to the dashboard, and a toolbox sits under the driver's seat. Looks like the frequency dial is absent. It requires a key to work, but the key has been removed, likely by the missing lady driver.
Strange. There are so many radio stations saved here. Must be over 100 at least.
But why?
For contacting an entire fleet of lorrymen, for example. This is all
Right.
shortwave, UW and UKV. Looks like we are dealing with an impressive organizational tool. The nerve center of a huge operation. With quite a range too.
A
Man,
20-kilometer radius at least, perhaps extended by an attachable antenna that's not here right now.
what can we do?
Doesn't look like it. It's completely inoperable without a dial key.
The ghostly actresses, and the rusty toolbox under the driver's seat, and the oddly bulging seat cover. You
Pedals.
wedge yourself under the steering wheel to get a better look. Seems like the few tools lying around here, a hammer, a pair of pliers, a rusty wrench, have been casually thrown there by the disorganized driver. But one odd detail does catch your eye. A piece of sandpaper has been glued to the throttle.
Really?
Sandpaper adds extra grip.
Huh.
Sandpaper? A novel technique?
The movie stars are still smiling from the walls. But there's something strange about
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Voila, a stack of neatly folded papers has been stashed behind the seating fabric. You see 3 maps depicting a large metropolitan area. It's Revachol. Some of its routes
checks
and
out.
highways have been outlined with a pen.
Trade routes, no doubt.
Bonne prise.
This large map displays the elevated motorway called 881. The intake leading to Martinez is marked with a blue X. There's another X on the off-ramp at a place called the Old South. Toll booths at the intakes are marked with a circle. It looks like there are scant few ways of getting onto the elevated motorway that runs over Jamrock, and this person knows them all. There, hundreds of thousands of motor carriages roar on the 881. High above the massive brown and red roofs, that is Jamrock. The commuters don't even look down. The world ceases to exist outside the windshield.
Where's it go?
To Kuron, through the middle-income neighborhoods there, by the river, and then to Stella Maris and La Delta for work, while the men and women of Jamrock scuttle to their fates below the road.
Maybe it's on the second one.
This municipal map from the 30s displays a complex system of storm sewers underneath a sub-district called the Pox, old military hospital, right adjacent to the 41st precinct. No storm will ever drown Revachol, the great solution to the riddle of history. Wind rips through the empty hallways of the once great military hospital, now just a ruin under an overgrown park. Beneath the hospital, great sewer tunnels hum and vibrate with life of their own.
And that
The
sound.
rattle of motor carriages and lorries driving through long-forgotten tunnels, lit by gaslights.
Okay, so above ground routes, sewer
The
routes.
final map displays a labyrinth of service tunnels left over from the construction of Motorway 881.
And more tunnels.
A few routes have been marked with a pen, where the tunnels and sewers surface near the eminent domain and a traffic island in central Jamrock by the lake.
And when those two maps intersect.
These service tunnels were probably used during the construction of the foundation beneath the motorway.
It means that the smugglers are secretly using the motorway to transport their goods and materials. They've infiltrated the East Motor Tract, most likely. The RCM patrols most of these auxiliary roads, though apparently not all of them.
And the contraband?
Hard to say. This distribution network looks certainly large, yet still vague enough. It doesn't reveal much about the Besmerti behind it.
That sounds
The
familiar.
Besmerti is a Revacholian crime syndicate. They see themselves as the inheritors of the 14 Revacholian Indo-tribes, but really they're just violent gangs vying for control on the west side of Revachol.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
With cool names like La Puta Madre and Aura Masta. It's a dark parody.
Hey, we use that. Oh man, Kim, you missed me manhandle Lloyd, the racist Lloyd guy. It was great.
It's definitely not the Union. They just do some logistics. This operation has spread everywhere in Jamrock. If it's that widespread, then Madre remains the most likely suspect. Here's bad news. There have been attempts at a serious investigation before, but they haven't ended well for those involved.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi is a brave man for saying Madre's name without the winces and whispers that usually accompany it. Especially bad news for cops who may have something in their past they don't even know is there.
Best not to disturb the scene. I'll have forensics go over the lorry and pick these up later.
The stack of maps looks
No,
like a
toolbox.
drawer slides out from the seat. It's empty, except for a folded newspaper.
Alright.
It's an issue of Périphérique from last Wednesday. A piece of paper falls out from its pages. It looks like an article ripped out from a radio enthusiast magazine. Complex mathematical equations explain the basics of something called the Ulan frequency system.
The Ulan frequency system? I've never heard of that before. I know of FM, AM, UKV, but...
Pull out two and slice back into its nest. The rest is as it was. Posters, a radio, dust on the windows. You close the rusty old lorry door.
Great. I think we got everything. A word, detective? Before we return to Joyce?
Of course.
Alright, we've finished here. Let's quickly debrief and go over what we found, so we don't do it in front of the company rep.
Alright, yeah.
Honestly, I'm quite worried by what we've seen so far. The evidence seems to point to a rather extensive and well-organized operation. I'm especially intrigued by that radio transmitter, particularly the sheer number of stations it can connect. Looks like this alleged drug trade casts a wide net. I'm not sure what the Ulan frequencies are all about, but they may hold some significance. Perhaps it's a better way to connect between fleets while avoiding frequency bleed, or maybe it's used to tap into RCM networks.
I don't know.
Listening in on your calls between you and your station. A worrying prospect.
Indeed.
Oh, and the maps we found. They reveal the geographical extent of the operation. Looks like they've used abandoned tunnels and access roads to stay hidden. This is useful info.
And all the movie posters.
As elegant as they are, I don't think they are relevant to the drug trade.
Don't be fooled. Desire always plays a role.
I mean, yeah, they're probably just like a cinephile.
Yes, well...
Which,
Unimportant.
I mean, it just makes you think that old lady's responsible.
We didn't find anything conclusive linking them to the smuggling operation. But somehow, I doubt that Evrard Clare would be oblivious to something like this happening right under his nose.
Maybe one of the Hardy Boys is.
My suggestion is, we use it against the Union in any way we can, to our own ends. It's a slippery eel, but we just might be able to pin them down, indirectly, down the road. We should return to the murder case, see what Joyce tells us about the lynching. When we are done for the day, I call my station and suggest our narcotics department look into it. There are more than enough grounds to start an official investigation, sometime later when we are done here. We do not want to get caught in that.
What?
The fact that one hasn't started already gives me pause. An investigation, I mean. Especially if the Madrid grouping is involved, and I can't imagine they aren't. It's certainly worrisome. All the same, I don't like the idea of internal affairs descending on the matter. That won't help anyone either. Debrief over. After you.
Alright. Coming up. I do just want to see if maybe we can confront the Hardy Boys about this.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
Ha ha ha. Let's see. Let's look again.
I see.
He understood what you were doing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Relax, Dennis. Yeah, Dennis, calm down. No
Like, what I'm
one's
thinking
fucking
is, like,
stupid fuck.
that's sandpaper. If any one of them is involved in any way, then that sandpaper will show. Because, you know, one of the shoots have to be, like, sort of worn down a
Let
bit.
Dennis enjoy.
Yeah.
Easy, fellas.
Too late. You already of the actors here. You could take another look at the tracks in the mud on the crime scene.
Yeah, okay.
Compare it to these guys.
Okay, yeah, I suspected nothing. I mean, it's worth a shot. Like, anything that'll give me a point to, like, show, like, get the authority check over. I got a feeling I'll need. Hey, Kim, maybe you know, maybe you can take something from these tracks.
are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. 8 pairs of boots have shuffled back and forth in the mud. Where else have we seen a gang of men in work boots? That's right, the Hardy Boys in the mess hall of Whirling in Rags.
An 8th Hardy Boy.
1. Standard work boot. Steel reinforced toes. Number 46. Just like Titus was wearing in his booth. This is the big dick. Titus
Oh,
Hardy.
He's a dick,
the one
alright.
with the ball cap on his head.
Interesting.
Isn't? They didn't even bother to change boots. Putting them on the scene is easy. Maybe even too easy.
All the more reason they didn't do it.
2. Standard work boot. Steel reinforced toes. Number 44. Either the blonde muscular guy, Glenn, or the young guy with a plectrum around his neck. 3. Hobnailed work boot. Steel reinforced toes. Number 43. The inked banger, perhaps. 4. Standard work boot. Number 45 or 46. Theo, the old smoker. You think you even see a tiny fleck of cigarette ash inside the print. 5. Another standard work boot. Reinforced toes. Number 44. Same as before. Either the musician, Eugene, or the muscle-bound blonde, Glenn. 6. Light as air. Same make of boot, but number 41. Small like a rat. Shanky. Better
Early.
late than never, detective. The whole world is dark and the tracks burn in it with strange beauty. 7.
Yeah.
The glowing outline of a standard work boot. Number 46. The imprints are twice as deep as the others. The weight exceeds 200 kilograms. Fat Angus. Carrying something?
I mean, if anything, maybe they hung the body, but they definitely didn't shoot the bullet.
8. Another standard work boot. Number 44. There's an aberration in the pattern of the sole. The right
sandpaper.
sole is smoother, more worn. Curious. A missing 8th Hardy Boy.
7 sets of tracks, right? The Hardy Boys were here.
8.
That's all? Interesting. Then one of them seems to be missing. Anything else out of the ordinary?
Note to self. This would be a good question to ask Titus. Where's the 8th man?
Exactly. One soul smoother.
Interesting. Let's name it the Odd Soul. I wouldn't be surprised if this was the missing Hardy Boy. Wonder who he is.
Oh, this one's easy. Way too easy. It's a driver.
Driver would wear down the right shoe before the left. That Lloyd
There's a
cabin,
piece of sandpaper glued to the throttle,
just as glass as his eyes light with excitement.
which means that the missing lady driver was also present at the lynching? That's it. She's the Odd Soul.
But also running the drug trade.
Now we know who's the missing 8th person at the lynching. Do you think that Hardy and his boys could also be involved in the drug operation?
I mean, it fit what he tells, but I don't want to make assumptions.
We should still go and see what Titus Hardy has got to say on the matter. This might throw them off, work in our advantage.
Exactly.
So what else?
Light
I'm
step.
guessing that's the skinny Hardy boy. The one with his front teeth missing.
Yeah.
I could still be wrong, but I'm probably not.
Probably ain't. Bad
200.
Angus.
This could
Exactly.
be the combined weight of 2 people, one carrying the other who's tied up. Let's say a heavily built worker carrying a similarly built armored man. Maybe it was a fat Hardy boy, the one sitting in the middle.
Yep.
He might be right. 200 kilograms of living weight is unlikely.
Yeah.
Probably yes. This would also fit
Aha.
with the victim being dead from a previous gunshot wound. They had to carry him because he could no longer walk. Is there anything else that's noteworthy here?
How old do you think they are?
A week, maybe? 7 days would fit the time frame provided to us by the caller, who reported the hanging.
It is not impossible.
Hey,
I
no.
pulled last week's forecast for coastal Havashol. 7 days below freezing. The day before, the day of his hanging, was the last warm day.
Correct again. Sub-zero temperatures would preserve the tracks in a good state. The commotion here could have taken place a week ago.
What do you think
What
happened?
do I think? A mob of people brought something heavy to the tree. One of them was carrying the victim. They shuffled around, especially under the tree. Then, after hoisting him up, they stood in a semicircle facing his direction. At first glance, this appears to be a lynching.
Indeed, they all stood in a row here and looked at the tree.
But we know the victim had a bullet in his head. A more precise way to put it is, it was made to look like a lynching.
We've been missing. It's a mislead.
Body's tracks? Yes.
All right. Let's go confront them.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns,
Clowns
are
are
still
still
here.
here. Yeah. 8 sets of footprints, but there's only 7.
What are you talking about, madman? There's no 8th Hardy Boy. There's 7 of us, and we're all here. Or what? You want to be the 8th Hardy Boy? We ain't hiring.
Actually, boss, we've been talking and we think she could maybe...
She? So there's an 8th Hardy, and it's a Hardy girl? Who might it be? Elizabeth? The gardener?
Couldn't be. Everard's lawyer.
Shut the fuck up, Glenn! I do the talking here. Now what the fuck do you want, cop?
Good job covering up.
So let me get this straight. There is an 8th Hardy Boy. It's a she, and you don't like us talking about her?
I'll let Kim take the lead.
That's right. We're not talking about this. This is a private Hardy Boys matter. Nothing to do with your shit. And you're not cops here. Don't go digging around if you don't want a bullet in the back of your head. I'm watching you.
Good. We are all watching each other. Officer, your question.
There's no point in pushing it further, he thinks. This is already a victory. We'll learn more about this 8th Hardy sooner or later.
Either way, drug trade.
Like hell you have. There is no local drug trade. This place is as clean as a rifle. Go back to Jamrock and ask the local junkies how clean your streets are in Precinct 41 kilos.
I mean, I got a rifle and it's pretty clean, but it doesn't work. So
We'll do that. In the meantime, did you know that there's an abandoned lorry at the intersection that was used to move raw ingredients for drugs from Terminal B to Jamrock? The person driving it was present at the hanging. It was one of you. We've connected the footprints. Detective, do you want to deliver the coup de grâce?
all right. I'll let Kim take the lead. Even
Okay.
Kim.
You're right, Titus. There is no local drug trade because it's all controlled by you. You're the drug trade.
That's a mighty interesting theory. I guess that's what you would need to do, theoretically. A big, strong, state-run monopoly would outcompete the runts on the street.
Yeah, man. Theoretically, that's what you would do. To get rid of the gangs, the dealers, even some of the junkies.
You would need good, trustworthy people to take their place, of course. Hardy men to run such a monopoly. For the good of the community, of course.
At least there's some control over it.
Thank you. Theoretically, of course. Thank you. Theoretically.
Titus, I'm amazed. Where is the same professionalism when it comes to other topics? You're doing great. I hardly have to interfere at all.
I don't know, Lizzie. I guess theoretical things don't make me emotional. Now, was there anything else? I was sorta gonna get my brewski on.
Not quite yet, Mr. Hardy. There were 8 sets of prints
Yep.
at the crime scene.
And here it
There are
goes.
only 7 Hardy boys here.
The 8th Hardy.
My answer is fuck off. Mind your own business. There is no
Oh, wait.
8th Hardy. I run this goddamn scene.
Mm-hmm.
And here we go. Back to the usual.
I'm willing to bet he had the reason why he was so professional and, you know, like thoughtful about what he was saying earlier. It's because that's what's planned. That's what he planned to say. Like, in case it ever got that far to us discovering it. He didn't expect us to know about the 8th.
I know. Fatty walked on all 4s. He's so fucking fat, he left 2 sets of footprints. Go fuck your mom, Dennis.
I don't know why. That was good delivery.
That's more like it, boys. You heard him. It was Angus on all 4s. Anything else you need to know?
Let's see. I don't believe that's it. I should have checked that authority check again. Oh, we can do that later. Because I got a feeling we'll go back to him at one point or another. Alright. And, okay, fine. I'm gonna talk to her. Alright. You doing?
Looking for something to read.
I'm a
I
policeman.
know you are.
You need help?
What with?
Maybe you got a missing
My
husband.
No, he's not.
What could he
I
be?
don't know. At home now? Out drinking with his friends? Working?
I'm just going on a complete tangent.
Where is this going, officer?
All I'm hearing is you don't know.
Yes, but I don't really need to know where my husband is. Not all the time.
Wouldn't you like to?
No.
I can help.
Why are we still talking about this? I haven't lost my husband.
Alright.
The woman before you. There. Working class drunk. You know what this means, right?
He's all.
Cracked it. All in a good day's work.
What are you?
What do you mean, what did I crack? Look at how working class that drunk is.
Jasmine.
Yes, and you found him. Now go and tell the working class woman. Protect and serve, recruit.
I'm going
There's
in.
no need for champagne when there's honor, recruit.
Honor.
Go and tell the working class woman what you found right now.
This thing. That's not how this works. I'm going to embarrass myself.
God damn it, I already told you. My husband isn't missing.
So you don't know.
And I specifically added that I didn't need to know where he was. Very well then. Where is he?
No.
Excuse me? Right, because
Yeah.
working class women come with alcoholic husbands.
Ooh.
Remember, about that what? Never ever say what.
I did
You're
something
right.
stupid.
I do have an alcoholic husband. Although not that one.
God, like the worst part is like this is kind of the reason I didn't want to like involve myself in this dialogue because like it feels so awkward. I mean, I guess.
Ah, Lamb. Knew it.
So he is missing.
No, he's not. Or maybe he is, I don't know. He's probably in the park or in Shamrock somewhere, drinking with his friends. I haven't seen him for... Well, to hell with him.
I'll find
She
him.
sighs, but you can detect a slight hint of gratitude and relief from her face.
All right, go ahead. Do you have any questions?
All right. What's he look
Honestly, not that different from you.
like? Like a late stage alcoholic.
That's one way to put it, yes. No offense.
That's fine.
I'd also add he's a little bit chubby.
All right.
Wait, did she just imply that you're fat? You're not fat. The body type she's referring to is called a Franco-Nigerian hard body.
I'm not saying that.
What else? He was wearing a dark brown leather jacket with a bright blue inner lining. The lining is hand-sewn. I made it myself.
I see.
It's his cool jacket. God knows it's too cold to run around in this, but he refuses to change.
Who cares about the cold when you have your cool jacket to wear? You can completely sympathize.
I even tried throwing it away once, but he just dug it out of the bin. Can you believe it?
If it's that cool, I can get it.
Well, what can you do? I hope that at least that extra lining helps him keep warm at night. I wouldn't like him to catch cold.
I mean, it's sentimental value. Either, when did you last
Yesterday
see him?
morning, he went to the library. He went to retrieve my book, and he promised he'd walk straight back home. Because we talked about this. We talked about not wandering off again. I don't know what to do. I honestly don't know what to do with his addiction. Just makes me feel weak.
Gone for around 36 hours then. Damn, this is a missing persons case. She turns away from you in an attempt to recover.
It's fine. I'll do my best to find him.
So you are going to look for him?
I will.
Thank you. Please do. Even though I'm sure he will return home by himself. I'm still sure of that.
It's alright.
She tries to maintain a brave front, even though her eyes reveal the opposite.
I'm sure he will too. When he does, would you let Precinct 57, Kim Kitsuragi, know?
I will. Of course, officer. As I said, it's probably nothing.
Alright. This is if I did go somewhere. I just did feel a bit bad by being a little pushy like that, but I mean... There it was, I guess. Alright, let's get this bit.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? Yes, my
yeah.
eyes on the harbour have sent word to that effect. What have you discovered?
Enough to conclude
Yes.
for now.
And will you start an official investigation?
If there is an investigation, it will be part of an ongoing operation, subject to confidentiality. I am sure you understand.
Of course, detectives. In any case, you've held up your end of our arrangement. I trust you with the rest. Now it's my turn.
Alright.
I wouldn't normally break protocol like this, but the situation demands it. If you don't solve this murder, I'm afraid we may have a bloodbath on our hands.
The
Alright.
words bloodbath sound cold in her mouth. They taste of iron and strawberries.
And also what?
Yes. I'm afraid this strike may descend into a small-scale civil war, with possible consequences for all of Rivershoal West.
Jesus.
Since you are sharing, ma'am, this is also the RCM's worst-case scenario.
Then we're on the same page, as grim as it may be.
I've heard a connection. I need
I
testimony.
have an indirect role to play, I'm sad to say. My employer experienced a momentary lapse of faith in me. In that moment, they elected to deploy a private military contractor as an insurance measure. They called it my security detail.
Do you need one?
Absolutely not. These mercenaries are muscle, pure and simple. They're
Yeah,
meant
I
to
figured.
intimidate the Union into surrendering.
Yeah, I figured.
Who are they, exactly?
Crenell, an Oranese military company. As far
It
as I know,
matches.
3 arrived in Martinez. They report to me sporadically, but they do not answer to me. To be frank, our relationship is deteriorating.
I mean, that checks out with the armor.
They wear ceramic armor, have semi-automatic weapons, and years of combat experience. They also have trauma and stressor disorder, and no idea how to conduct themselves in an urban civilian environment.
So, what happened?
The story is, one of them, the Colonel, I don't know his real name, sexually assaulted a local woman while he was drunk and separated from his unit. This allowed some of the more militant Union members to subdue him.
Okay, so Titus wasn't lying about that.
He was taken out behind the whirling in rags and lynched last Sunday night.
After that?
Nothing. Mr. Clare refuses to let me into the harbour. I have not been able to discuss this matter with anyone there. The remaining 2 Crenell contractors carry out their orders, for now. It's a smokescreen. In secret, they are conducting an independent military tribunal into the lynching. Once this investigation is concluded, executions will follow.
What is the nature of this so-called investigation?
Also, I guess we should go back and check the bullet, because that dialogue shows like it had nothing. I think was I waiting for Kim?
Whether to execute one, some, or all of the Union militants.
It'll
Jesus.
be all of them. The decision is already made.
Surely you're joking. These people are killers. My only hope is that yours provides a single, concrete suspect before they indiscriminately pick theirs. Simply put, if you don't pin this on someone good and do it fast, they will identify and execute everyone present at the lynching.
Jesus.
This in turn will force the Union to respond.
The Debardeurs have over 2,000 men. It will be 1,000 to 1.
Have you ever seen a Hornet invade a beehive, Lieutenant? It's not pretty.
The Serai's giant hornet, the world's second largest insect, can kill 40 honeybees a minute, while a group of 30 can decimate an entire hive of 20,000 bees in less than 4 hours.
These men work in tandem using semi and fully automatic firearms. Their armor is virtually impenetrable to muzzle-loaded weapons, even yours. Most Union workers don't have guns at all. As I said, a bloodbath.
Like if that comes to pass, we do need to warn the Hardy Boys of this. It's bleak.
Many bleak scenarios have already come true. Nameless, badgeless detective of the citizens' militia. All we can do is keep the rest from going the same way. One single concrete suspect delivered into civil court, and I may be able to defuse this situation.
I got a bad feeling that we ain't gonna be able to find that. That, like, I guess military tribunal is gonna come to pass.
Not much. Their public resume is relatively good, as far as private military contractors go. I believe they were once called Downwell.
Downwell.
They boast a long list of clients. Saint-Baptiste, Welchman-Lorenz, Eintracht. A warning sign, however. The operations concerned all take place in third or fourth world countries. Guarding facilities, escort missions and such.
Meaning they're used to operating in war zones.
Yes, all the good conflict corridors, Supramundi, Yesut, the Seminese Islands, countries that don't have a good record reporting atrocious military conduct on their soil. Sadly,
Christ.
no. Before this happened, I had little interest in them. Now that I do, I don't have the resources. If you still
On a
have
corner.
access to the ICP's database, you could run a better background check than I ever could. It may take some time, though.
We already are.
Do you know a lot about the inner workings of the RCM and the ACP, man?
In my line of work, it pays to do your research. I was prepared to deal with the RCM. I did not think I'd be dealing with a group like Crenell.
You do
I
anything?
have, and they will. However, these orders take time to reach what is basically a rogue unit out in the field here. Until they do, it's all on us.
Shit.
She's being truthful. She is pressing them as hard as she can.
Okay, so the deceased.
Or he didn't. This is information passed on to me from some teenagers loitering around the canal. I cannot testify by it.
Okay, but who are
The
they?
remaining contractors. Their tribunal. It's what they believe. That the man was killed because he assaulted a local...
The lieutenant consults his notebook, his eyebrows knitted in concentration.
Odd. We haven't heard any reports about an assault in connection with the lynching.
We did,
Where
though.
did it take place? And when?
Last Sunday night, at the Whirling in Rags, the hostel by the gates. Supposedly, the colonel was drunk, maybe on narcotics too. Either way, he's alleged to have sexually assaulted a woman. Sometime later, a group of dock workers got their hands on him.
The woman?
That's a good question, officer. I don't have the slightest idea. As I said, it's a rumor about a rumor. In any case, it's what the colonel's remaining colleagues believe.
You meet her soon enough, you feel.
That's ominous. Either the colonel.
If you mean did I see him alive? Yes. But I did not know him.
Name?
Lely, his service name, a nom de guerre, most likely. He wouldn't divulge his full name. Only one of them did. A bad sign if there ever was one.
Okay,
One
who are the
is
others?
A man, Corty, they call him. A nickname as well. The other a woman, Phyllis DePaul. Corty is the gunner, I believe. DePaul is a radio operator.
What would you say was his eye color? The deceased's.
She closes her eyes, trying to picture the man's face, then shakes her head.
I can't remember.
A pang of regret.
That's all right, man. Anything else? Nationality? What would you say was his age?
He was 40 or 50. It's hard to say which. He had a combat injury on his lower jaw. It made it difficult to estimate his age or gauge his facial expressions.
Indeed, this matches the dental reconstruction we saw on the body. What else? Nationality? Accent?
He was Occidental, I think. Light brown hair, a mixed accent, Oranese, or Messinian maybe.
This is
His
going
injury
nowhere.
gave him an accent all
when-
his own.
We can't pin this.
In a way, it was humanizing. He had to learn to speak through it, through the injury. That's all I know, I guess. I only met him once.
Or the other two.
They've gone to ground, as it were. I don't recommend seeking them out. For one, they're almost certainly armed to the teeth.
Shit.
They don't have the same respect for the Revachol citizens' militia as I do. To put it bluntly, they think you're vigilantes. Ghetto savages. It will not be a fruitful meeting.
Well, I still need to know where they are to avoid.
You're likely to run into them eventually. When that happens, I'll be in a better position to mediate if I don't appear involved.
But where are they?
One is obviously the scab leader.
Yeah.
At the harbor gates. The one chanting the idiotic slogans. He's barely maintaining his disguise.
That checks out.
The other has a vantage point in a building south of the roundabout. They were keeping tabs on you while you were canvassing the lorry drivers.
Scab leader.
Maybe so. I still hope you heed my advice. There's no need to kick the hornet's nest.
I gotta kick it. I gotta kick it.
For all your talk of averting this catastrophe, the situation at the gate is a powder keg. Does this not bother you?
Of course it bothers me, Lieutenant. But my hands are tied. How would my employer react if it appeared I were intervening on behalf of the Union?
Your concern may be appearances. Ours is keeping the peace.
Yeah, that too. Okay, one's an overlook.
That would afford a good vantage point. In any case, it's practically inaccessible.
Where is your radio for contacting them, if I may ask? Do you have an earpiece?
Heavens no. I'm not an undercover agent. There's a short wave at the ship's wheel. I hope I can answer it better.
Much time.
Until the executions start? Truthfully, I don't know. It depends on their progress identifying the members of the lynch mob, and their impatience.
They don't report their progress to you?
Not on this matter. I'm afraid they consider this a personal initiative.
Shit.
It's a matter of days, not weeks. I am sorry to have been the bearer of bad news. If there is anything else I can help you with, please ask.
Tattoos.
Of course. Excuse my hesitation before.
That's fine.
For about half a minute, in silence.
It was taken with a trigette not long ago. This is the man's upper body. There were no more markings on his hands or legs.
Look at
Her
him.
mouth is relaxed. The accordion lines near her mouth vanish. The pearls of her eyes move slowly on the photo's surface.
Alright, what you think?
Sorry. I was trying to see if I can read the web of interdependencies between these points. The stars.
Yeah, I wonder if it's like the RCM sticker, where it's like the numbers mean something.
I can't. But that's how you read this story. The points themselves don't have letters, numbers, anything. Their size, location on the body, and distance from each other tells you what they represent.
It blooms in a pattern.
Those port cities. This is an Oronese map of the waterways, a sailor's tattoo worn by wayfarers of the Dolorian century. Over 300 years ago, the sailors would mark their bodies to map their travels.
What point?
The sailor's soul would use it to fly back home if they should die abroad. This is a sort of contraption to be reeled back in by. The silver cord, they would call it.
What travels did he make?
Quite a few. Vredefort, the Oronese capital, traditionally stands on the right shoulder. He started somewhere near here, I think.
What next?
Then he made his way to the Pretto Grande, through what I think must be the Stutz Canal, an artificial channel through the Occident. From the Pretto, he sailed to the Insulindic Ocean, first the Semnes Islands, then this,
Where is it?
Revachol. Those are the two constants, Vredefort on the shoulder, and Revachol in the heart. They started the tradition of these maps right after the discovery of Insulinde, at the dawn of the Interinsulary Age.
The old world passing by, and the new world already here.
You said you can't read it.
I can't. This man was no sailor, and these are no ports. I can understand geographic fragments, but not their meaning.
I'd hate to, but we could ask the scab leader.
His platoon members? The other contractors. Though I do not suggest you go and show them that picture. This man was their friend and comrade.
Yeah, I got a bad feeling about it, but I'm gonna do it.
Surely there are other people to ask about the tattoo. This is not necessary to complete the task, officer. It's a dangerous side task. Search elsewhere.
This is sending off every alarm in my head, but I'm gonna do it.
Challenge accepted. I say we do it.
Do what you have to do, Detective.
I need
I don't
that
think deciphering
information.
that tattoo should come before public security. But if you should wade into the mob to find out, I couldn't stop you.
We will be careful, ma'am.
Thank you.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
That's it. I got a bad feeling. Either way, okay, so we go warn the Hardy Boys. And also confront them about the bullet. And I guess we should check the radio. Maybe we've got the armor run.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone.
This is Precinct 57. Still no word, I'm afraid, sir. 57.
In the cabin.
I mean, what can you do? Yeah, wait for later then.
It's you again. What is it?
Oh, 17. Bullet.
You still on about that bullet? A bullet in a hangman's head.
Okay, yeah, confront.
Right, Copper. That is mighty curious.
Indeed, mighty. How did it get there?
Aye.
Well, there are so many bullets in the world, and so many heads. I guess it's only logical. At some point, one of them bullets had to end up in one of them heads.
It's bound to happen again, you know? Just statistically speaking, of course.
Sire, it would be an event most dramatic if you were to produce the bullet and dangle it before their very eyes.
Either way. The hanging is a cover up.
I think he was shot in the head as a kid, and his brain grew around the bullet.
Around the bullet, man. That's a good one.
All the goofing around is to avoid lying. It's a technique.
Why is this?
Wow. He's got it in a real evidence bag and all.
Why don't you go home and log it into evidence? These men have told you what happened.
Did you shoot him?
I probably did shoot him. I was drunk last night. You guys know me when I'm drunk.
Yeah, Glenn likes to shoot his guns when he's drunk. Better hope he stays sober.
No, he meant before he was hanged. Did you shoot him before you hanged him?
Before? After? During? This is getting ridiculous. They told you what happened. Stop wasting your time.
Never been worried in my life, lawman.
Plus his hairy arms haven't forgotten his beer for a moment.
It's not like he blew it wide open, but there's a little
28.
crack in there somewhere.
Either way. His friends are coming for you.
Yeah. By friends, you mean his squad mates from Crenell.
Yes.
Wouldn't want to beat up his grandma.
Nervous, snickering. There's a rush of adrenaline present.
Yes, they're forming a tribunal, investigating, and they'll kill you if they find it.
If you take the law into your own hands. Other people start doing it too.
Yeah.
Let them come. The Hardy Boys are right fucking here.
You heard the man. Right here. We're armed. We got the whole district behind us. And Glenn. Glenn is fucking crazy.
Yeah. A well-oiled murder machine.
The mood is on the rise. They're feeling confident, ready to punch out the whole Merc platoon.
They're armed with automatics.
We got weapons of our own. We got Ister 50s, Zeelagers. Glenn's got a knock cannon at home.
Will it pierce ceramic?
I guess we're gonna see, aren't we?
That was an unsure phrasing.
I hope you're right for your sake.
Right about what? That a 50 caliber bullet goes through shit? Yeah, I am.
You know this, right?
So
the
are the
bad
local gangs. The fucking Barmy Army and the Madre scum. You've been out there. Seen any around?
Yeah. Where are they now, huh? Sent back to Madre in an airtight cargo crate.
These people are trained military professionals with decades of combat experience. They are not a gang or a barmy army.
Yeah, -2. So if I really want that back, be up to 4. And up this.
No, they're not. They're uncoordinated and drunk. We know more about them than you think.
I mean, that's good to know.
The fuck is that supposed to mean?
You're the bee. They're the
We're not
hornets.
bees. We're men. We're socialists.
Easy, E. He's trying to phase you. What are you trying to do? Scare my men?
The rogue. There's no hand controlling them or their actions.
Big fucking surprise. They hire psycho scum, arm them to the teeth, and let them loose in the city. What do you think is gonna happen?
All right.
What do you mean, okay?
Oh, God, no. I'll be on your side when they come.
Yeah? Just try not to get in the way when the whoop-ass flies open.
I think he meant a can of whoop ass.
Ooh.
As you look around this room full of sweaty men, swearing, drinking, spitting out tobacco, does this look familiar?
Have I seen this?
You believe the place was called Precinct 41. It was also filled with, almost exclusively, men, sitting on desks, talking shit and wasting time.
You are the authority. You must be. Like cops.
You got a problem with beer now?
Not quite there yet. Push on.
Yeah, gotta be a problem.
Speak
Idea what to
for
do.
yourself, buddy. I've been running this outfit for 10 years now. You should have seen Martinez before it started. It was like jam rock now.
They didn't see shit, man. Kids getting shot. We had 3 shootings a week. Fucking graffito everywhere. You cops haven't shown up since the 30s.
Congratulations on the graffiti removal. All I see is you sitting around talking about Monica's titties while there's a rape victim.
Mm-hmm.
So what? What do you want from me? We took care of that fuck.
Don't let him drink that. One more push. Quick.
She needs help, man.
Titus?
She stops mid-sentence. That's it. You got him. He's going to give it up, but on his terms.
You wanna help her, cop? Fine. I'm gonna let you help her, but you treat her with respect.
By my desire to do right by people, you got my word.
If you don't, if you question her, harass her, a freight train of pain, buddy.
I'd expect nothing less.
What is her name?
Glacia, I'm on due. She's staying here in the whirling in rags, a real pretty one. Silvery jumpsuit, blonde.
Glacier.
I'm on due with an O-U.
Shit. The girl upstairs? That can't be her.
Oh,
She must have taken so hard you forgot you were a cop.
Yeah, blonde, tall, 2 rooms over from yours.
Okay. Keep it cool.
You
Ooh.
inexplicably add cool after the victim's name, with your eyes bulging like some wild beast. Your fingers are fidgeting and sweat starts forming on your brow
no.
as Titus looks at you oddly.
Oh, God.
I don't understand what's so cool here.
Nothing. We just have a few more questions. Then we'll be on our way.
Calm. Normal. Try to forget this little hiccup.
Alright. Relationship with the mercenary.
Relationship? There was no fucking...
Was
Okay.
like that karaoke incident all over again. Or like some of the other girls he was harassing.
Okay, enough. All of this is irrelevant to your stated
I don't-
investigation.
Thank you.
Remember what I said. Freight train of pain.
I do. I will. Oh boy.
Officer, what was that?
You mean the sweating, the
Yes.
fidgeting? I think I know the
The
woman.
victim? Is there something I should know before we talk to her?
Whatever you do, don't say the first thing.
Alright, yeah. She knows I don't
Okay,
remember.
That's manageable.
But I don't know. I have to
Understood.
wake up.
You were not in good shape on Monday.
I partied hard and not very well.
So she overheard you? Or did you party together?
I'm pretty sure it's the first one.
So this is what it feels like to be interviewed.
Very
You
fun.
get through it.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I asked her when
That's
we were.
clearly your interrogation technique. Anything else?
The-
We'll be alright, officer. This is nothing.
You feel fortified by his assurance. It's going to be all right.
Alright, yeah, maybe it will be. I hope.
Is it though? Nothing? You're still in for a bumpy ride here. Try not to mess it up.
Okay. Let's do this. Oh, right.
The door is closed.
Who is it?
Tired. Controlled.
This is the police. Can we come in?
Come on up. The door is open. I'm drying my hair.
Sounds like it's coming from upstairs somewhere. You could snoop around before going up.
I've been here for a while then. Alright.
Welcome to the roof.
Her hair is still slick from the shower. Below her silvery jumpsuit, an athletic young body, built long and lean.
Fill up with chemistry, come on.
I'm sorry for the mess down there. The cleaning lady hasn't come by in days. I'm beginning to wonder if she ever will.
Boy. Yeah, nice view.
It's much nicer now.
Where the dead body used to hang, clearly visible from the roof, but no longer.
Thank you for that, officers.
Yeah.
Truly.
Yeah, you mentioned the cleaner lady. I think I definitely need one.
Oh, yes. Legends of room number 1 have made their way around the building. They say a portal to hell has opened in there.
Just confirm
They
them.
also say that's why the cleaning lady quit. Because of the infernum.
That's fair.
I'm Kim Kitsuragi. I'm a detective from Precinct 57. I believe you have already met my colleague from Precinct 41.
Have I ever? This is the biggest fan of ostentatious orchestrations I have seen in my life. And I have seen a few. Oh yeah. Life gets hard, but we go on.
The chorus of the 35 single, megaphoning the entire human race, instills you with the fuck it all swagger that prompts one to plow into grannies on your morning stroll.
It's getting pretty hard.
I can
That
see
guy
that.
on.
I'm glad all this onward going has brought you to me.
Miss, we are investigating the murder of the man down there. The people who put him there have asked us to talk to you.
Damn easy.
Huh. I see.
Be careful. Ask something else first. When you go there, use words like, I hear you have been through something difficult.
Thank you, suggestion.
No need to dilly-dally. She's tough.
I'll dilly-dally,
You
coach.
sound like a namby-pamby.
Name, miss, for the record.
Clasier Amondu.
And from?
Vredefort, Republic of Oranje.
Where's that?
A bad memory, officer.
Understood.
It's the past. People can't go back to the past.
No. No, they can't.
Thankfully, it's implied.
Age.
I'm 28.
Specialization.
Something stupid.
Ah, come
Oranese
on.
lit.
Literature? Come on. It's not that bad.
Oranese literature. It's what I studied at the university.
No, tell me about it.
Fear of failure, fear of death, how it sucks to be Oranese.
Yeah, okay, that's
All
fine.
national literatures are... Only the name of the nation changes.
Yeah, that checks out.
If that's true, then Revacholian lit would fit you like a glove.
It's funny. Yeah. I mean, what do you... I'm not going to ask that. You listen, don't ask me what I do about my college major now. I don't ask what you do with yours. You need a passport?
I'm afraid you can't, officer.
Why is that?
Because it's buried in a sealed plastic bag at an undisclosed location on the coast, along with cash and airline tickets.
Thank you for your candor. Why?
They say so in your tourist brochure. Keep travel documents away from your person when west of the river.
Hmm. Ooh, it's awkwardly silent here. Like, okay, so this is definitely informing me, like, this is a big thing. Okay. I don't think I do have that right, if I remember correctly. What do I know then?
If I were to lie to you, I would come up with a more mainstream name than Clausia Mondu. It's a weird name.
A weird name, but a weird name could make a good fake name.
She seems to be telling the truth, sire.
I doubt that. Do I have that legal right?
Look, officers, I like this place, but I don't want to be stuck wandering the city like a ghost after being robbed of my travel documents.
Hmm.
I don't want to become an indentured servant in a brothel on Boogie Street. And I don't want my relatives to pay the ransom. Okie dokie.
If any of this made her nervous, it certainly doesn't show in her expression or her movements.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That why that my previous track, my drama track. I think she's somehow tricking me, because we never had an experience. I mean, earlier, Espirits de Corps was like tricked. I'm willing to think my drama was tricked.
Nothing. I do nothing with it.
Yeah.
It's not very cool, but what can you do?
Yeah. That's for the record.
Record. So official.
Either way, you've been through something hard.
Something difficult? I've been through at least half a dozen difficult things. Which one do you mean?
Sexual assault.
By sexually assaulted, you mean raped?
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, Kim. Subtle as a sledgehammer, you are.
It's a bit early in the morning for rape, isn't it?
It's not that early.
She looks around. The sun has risen over the sea. People are rushing to work below.
It is. It's murderously early. I'm amazed I'm awake. Why am I even awake?
So are you?
Yeah. I'm gonna go with not raped. I don't want to say that shit about him.
By him, she must mean the victim.
Tell them it's not my style. They'll have to, if they want to jazz up the charges, they'll have to get someone more, rapeable.
By they, she means the Hardy Boys.
Are you saying that you were asked to tell us you were assaulted?
Not explicitly, but I understood what they meant. It wouldn't hurt to spice things up a bit. Some assault and battery. Sexual assault, maybe. It was clear the latter would be spicier.
Okay, so Titus has to spice things up?
Pretty much.
Warming them. She must be very cold and exhausted of this life.
Oh, you weren't?
I'm 89% sure.
Yeah, you weren't. Huh?
You know how it is.
Do you?
How is it?
Maybe you don't know.
There's almost, yeah.
There are numerous cigarette burns on those silvery scales. Easy to see now that you're closer.
In conclusion, officer, I'm gonna go with a mild to medium not raped here.
I'm sorry, miss, but we need a definite statement.
Let me make this 100% clear then, officers. I was not sexually assaulted. Would I be this flippant if I had been?
I wouldn't know. Either way, what did happen?
We partied.
Like this?
With all due respect, sir, I think we partied a little harder than that.
I don't know. It's possible.
Oh, it is. You're still alive.
What did you do when you
she's right.
partied?
We drank, sir. A lot. For weeks, basically. We had that effect on each other. We made each other drink harder. That's why I liked him.
She liked the victim.
What else?
Stimulants. Speed also has that effect, making you drink harder. And then drinking harder makes you do more speed. It's quite the combination. We also had sex.
The feelings?
A little. The drugs were good enough, and we did enough of them.
How did you two meet?
Downstairs, at the bar. He was on some sort of assignment, a military man, as you probably know. Had a cool, scary scar.
When was this?
A month ago? Something like that.
Must have been hard to see him there.
Oh, yes. I've had a great view. From the roof, out of the bathroom window, in my dreams.
A bitter cringe. It hurts. You look to the lieutenant. He takes a small step closer.
You called us, the RCM.
Yes.
Jackpot.
So you reported the hanging.
And I would appreciate it if you didn't tell everyone. In Martinez, they call it snitching.
Huh?
Reporting crimes is confidential in Ravachol, miss.
The voice was disguised.
I didn't exactly disguise it. I just muffled the mic and nicked the landline a little.
And you nicked it?
With nail clippers. And I diverted some radio fuzz into it. Into the cold wire.
So, she's Scott's mystery foam cutter.
And you booked the landline downstairs.
Really? Fuck. I didn't mean to. I had no idea what I was doing.
Well, that's a guard.
Still, that's pretty clever tampering. Simple and clever. Crossing the lines like that.
Yeah, there's some idea. It's nifty.
Thanks.
She looks a bit like a little girl who's just been complimented on her bike repair skills.
Why all that?
I don't know, sir. It was stupid. I was drunk, too. I was probably afraid the Union was listening in. Locals say they have ears in the wires.
Thank you for making the call, miss. It was the right thing to do.
I didn't want to, sir. But if I hadn't, you'd still be hanging there.
You tell me anything?
I'm sorry, I can't do it. Not right now. Later, maybe. I keep seeing him. Like he is now. I can't talk about his... I don't know. Hair.
I know it's difficult, miss. We can return to it later.
Why they hang him for then?
He had something to do with the strike. One has been roiling since I got here. Rotten timing. But you probably know all about it.
Well, we could know more.
And his role in this strike was... what?
I think he was in a security detail. He was ex-military. Worked for Wild Pines. And against the Union. We didn't discuss work much, if you know what I mean. But I understood it was dangerous.
And they lynched him for it?
She nods.
There was a bullet in his head.
Bullet? They shot him too?
I'm not picking up on any theatre craft here, sir. The pause is sincere.
They stripped his clothes and they shot him?
You mean after they hanged him?
I'm confused, sorry.
So am I. Were you aware that he had also been shot, miss?
Things are starting to go a little over my head here. I thought he was hanged. I was not present when they did it. I don't know what happened. I just know what they told me. And Sylvie, the bartender.
Sylvie.
It's hard to know what to think about that answer.
How do the Hardy Boys
They're
know you?
frequent guests downstairs. They have a booth for Union members. They're probably down there now.
You met how?
Over drinks. It's been a long, boring winter.
Did you party?
A little, yeah.
Like you partied with the deceased?
No, not as hard.
I'm sorry to have to ask this, but have you had a physical relationship with any of the Hardy Boys?
I have.
Can you specify?
Which ones, sir? I don't remember precisely. Titus, obviously. But as I said, it's been a long winter.
I don't think
She breathes a silvery sigh of relief and weariness. The air on the roof feels humid.
Should we head by downstairs, officer? We may have things to discuss there.
As he says so, you feel the young woman looking at you and get a feeling you can't quite put your finger on. A suspicion?
Oh dear. Hold on a second. Oh. Okay. So my controller fell off and became unplugged, and because things are just hell, it oh. Okay, never mind. Plug in my controller fixed it. Okay. Either way. A little
She
something?
nods. Silvery cigarette fumes disappear into her mouth.
Okay, that's it.
Why not?
Ask him?
Looks like we have more to discuss with those so-called Hardy Boys. Half their reasoning just went out the window. Nothing will make them respect the RCM, but it will disrupt the game they prepared for us. We just stripped off one layer of whatever it is. Her decision to not corroborate their story was definitely not part of the plan.
Why tell us?
What else could she have done? Lie? She saw there was no way to lie and get away with it.
I mean, I wouldn't have known.
If not you, then me. It was a smart move from her.
I mean, she seems candid.
You think so? Being candid is the best way to lie. The appearance of candor with some facts thrown in draws attention away from whatever one chooses to omit.
I guess you got a point.
She may be trying to control the pace of the investigation. Anyway, we should move. I suspect our inquiries will bring us back here soon enough.
Alright. And for dried white wildflowers.
Just as you look at the flowers, a gust of wind raises them from the roof, picking them up in the air.
Come on. Damn it.
The wind brushes them off. The same small, heavy door. No lock in sight.
Okay, this time I'm gonna
The same small, heavy door.
Let's go.
No lock in sight.
Alright then. Oh! Ooh. Hi.
You kick it. Gun.
All right. Let's try.
Let's not.
Your foot is ready to explode. The sturdy
Yeah.
wood door as
Okay. I know that was. Oh. Yeah, okay. I mean, I should have expected as much. Window.
This window is pristine on the inside.
Ah, down we go. Oh, right, yeah. Guard.
Can I help you?
That's all I think.
Another thing. Great. I love those.
Grazie. Nick the phone line.
Why? No, fuck it. I don't want to know. I don't want to know why these degenerates do what they do. I thought we had one good guest in the building.
Me? You got Lena.
Yeah, well, she's not a guest, is she?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you got a point there.
What? Did someone mention my name?
We were just paying you a compliment. And finding out a degenerate from room 3 nicked the phone line. Everything is okay here. Good thing that guest pays for her stuff on time. I'll forward her the bill and be done with it. Was there anything else?
The mysterious blue steel
Oh,
door.
yes, that door, sure. There's nothing mysterious about it. It's just a door.
Yeah, right.
Yes. What else? Yes.
Thank you, guard. Oh, I want to talk him.
Yes. What do you want to know?
It's mysterious.
No, it's not a particularly mysterious case.
Why not?
The deceased is a security guard for a corporation involved in a labor dispute. It doesn't take a DeLorean polymath to put the pieces together. I just don't see the case getting more mysterious than that.
I mean, it was mysterious.
Then you are in luck, because we are in the midst of a...
Is this a strike then? Or the first shots in a workers' coup?
I expect the case itself to be less challenging than navigating these community matters. This district isn't used to the RCM's presence, and the Union rarely overplays its hand, as it appears to have done in this case.
A strike or a coup?
Strike, coup, revolution. It's brigandage, however you parse it.
Yeah, right.
You feel something rising through you, a familiar feeling, an opinion taking form.
I don't think grounding one
When
side
I
or the
said
other.
we
yeah.
have to navigate community matters, I did not mean we have any say in them. I meant we should be careful. If we are not, the shit will blow right in our faces.
Makes a quick gesture towards his face, or the shit will blow.
From an imaginary fan.
Now, was there anything else you wanted to know about the case?
That's
good.
Alright, howdy boys.
It's you again. What is it?
I just said she wasn't. Right?
Fuck. I knew that fucking whore couldn't be trusted.
Hey.
For the record, Titus Hardy did not explicitly specify the victim as a whore, nor did he say anything about trusting her.
Oh, shut up and stay out of this, Liz. He raped her. He was out of his fucking mind. You have no idea.
She's just in denial, asshole. You don't understand the traumatic experience. She's shutting down, and she doesn't fucking trust you.
Yeah, she's crazy, you know. A crazy bitch. You know the type. She's fucked up.
This is a diversion. Stay on track.
Cut it.
Lawman, I'm at the end of my goddamn rope with you. I fucking told you not to push her.
His hands become fists.
And you went and pushed her. I am gonna fucking
hit you. Duck.
Titus Hardy.
A voice rings through the room like a one-shot.
Success. Titus backs off. Fists down, everybody. Goddamn, no one tells you to put your fists down.
Everett personally sent me to take care of this. If this goes south, we'll all be in the shit. But you, Titus Hardy, are going to be buried.
Jesus.
Am I understood?
Yes,
When
ma'am.
she's angry, she emphasizes the S. It gives her voice a strangely hypnotic quality. Her lips barely move as she speaks. Frankly, it's a bit terrifying.
I am a bit terrified.
Someone has to rush in to break the tension. The second in command.
Look, Copper. We know that that fuck was a rapist and a killer. We got him confessing to it on tape. Show it to him, T. What's the harm, right?
Here, jerkwad, listen to this shit. And then come back and tell me the soldier of the apocalypse was an innocent man.
Yeah, you lied.
You don't care about evidence. The fuck are you a cop for, then?
Pigs, T. They don't care about getting the truth. They care about getting convictions. They are fucking keeping a score on their bulletin boards.
I won't be on your bulletin board. If you don't listen to the tape, we got nothing to talk about.
There's a lot of questions. If you ask them now, they'll just keep bringing up the tape. Listen to it, and they'll have nothing to hide behind.
Fine, where can I listen to it?
Find a tape player.
Where can I listen to that? Yeah, play it with your...
I'm
Yeah,
sure
yeah.
we can find a tape player. It's not a problem.
Your room had one. Or maybe it's too broken.
Don't forget your tape, lawman. Compliments of Titus Hardy.
Alright.
You do that. Oh, and keep it. Maybe you'll need a reminder of human ugliness someday.
X. Alright. So my room had one. Hopefully it still works. If not, maybe Kim's room has one.
The compact tape player, the machine, was made in
Damn it.
Elysium by a company called Le Mercier. Their logo depicts the triple-towered Delta skyline. It was supposedly built to last. There's no fixing this one.
This would have been very helpful with the Megamix. But it isn't anymore.
Any
My
ideas?
cinema only comes with radio. Let's try to find...
Yeah. Boy. Okay, so that's potentially another thing keeping us from buying the frog hat glasses. Although I got an idea if it could be quite expensive. But let's just pull the band-aid about this. We gotta pull the band-aid off this now.
to work! Shame on you!
You help me with this?
Don't think so. Suddenly, this feels like a really, really bad idea.
I know. Investigating murder. These are on the body.
Silence. He takes the photo. Grey eyes dart back and forth on the glossy surface. His face is unmoving. Hard as a stone, but beneath it. Fucking loincloths. Really did him in.
Tell me what this means.
Means.
Points to one tiny star in the web blinds, away from the man's heart, almost on his stomach.
I can tell you what this one means. Only one. You want to hear what happened here?
Yes.
Our colonel is deep in the bush here. Deep in the fucking bush. In Benital, 41. Monsoon season. He's on a reconnaissance mission.
Benital is one of the inhabited islands of the Seminese archipelago near the Pale. Covered in jungle, it was anchor point for the Seminese nationalists in the proxy war held on the islanders' territory.
He spent a month behind enemy lines, scouting kept villages. Nothing but fucking bugs and snakes for fun. Men are getting restless. There's talk of switching employers.
I don't like this. I don't like this at all.
With some strange emotion. This is about to get really graphic. Last moment to back off.
Have to keep going.
Our boy, he's only a captain then, but he knows how these men think. If they don't see action soon. At dawn, he comes upon two kids, breeding in the bushes by the river. Or maybe they weren't breeding. Maybe they were just making eyes at each other. I like to think they were breeding. We shot the boy. He was useless, but the girl, she was nice. A little fat, you know, but not too old.
What? Oh, I'm getting so creeped out. It sent me to another plane.
She was quite the entertainment. For the week she lasted, expired in the hands of Sarge Mason. The kind of guy who'd make Chief there shit his pants and cry like a bitch. God. Mason couldn't let go. Cut the tits off her cold body.
Christ.
And fucking ate them.
Fucking
Set
hell.
Spirits were watching over him now. Drowned in a creek a week later. Spirits my ass.
Something stirs in your stomach. There's a word on the tip of your tongue. Colorless, odorless. It's...
Evil.
You bet it was.
What is evil?
It's just nature. This guy used to say evil is when nature and spirit meet in the wrong place.
You was there?
No. I was in the domain. In Jamrock. Being a bouncer.
You're in a scab later.
Fucking mask is getting sweaty. I want to take my mask off. But
He's under orders. And orders are orders.
Hell. Taking
Go
that.
ahead.
All right now. Free commerce! Keep the goods flowing! On the photo in your hands, the dead man's skin is studded with stars. Tens, hundreds of them, littering his dead skin.
Christ. My hair was on edge that entire time. It was like my own inland empire was just going haywire. Cry. I could barely breathe.
Hello, hello. Let me know if I can help you with anything.
I need something that can play tape.
A tape? We have boom boxes for sale that will play it. Check the shelves.
You see rows of toy soldiers guarding the rest of the... Try to find something pretty and cool here. Then use it to win her back.
Win her back?
Yes. This sounds off. You shouldn't trust this guy.
I don't. And Tommy the whole more. And if it be anything, I got an idea.
I saw you poking around in Lady Driver's lorry. She in trouble?
We only searched.
Still better than me, I guess. Told you there's plenty of others who'd tell on her. But is she in trouble?
I'm just gonna lie to him. He'll be fine.
Oh man, that's like a load off my mind. All that stress was messing up my rhymes.
He chooses to believe what's best for her.
That's what playing
Oh,
those
you know.
times.
Tommy Leham's gonna be a musician. Sprechgesang, but with beats.
Speak
I've got a lot of
singing.
free time on the road to hone my craft.
Speech singing.
The correct
It's German.
is Tommy Lahom.
What time is the home?
Tommy Lahm was taken.
Oh.
My real name's Jerry Lafitte. Tommy's way better.
You're okay. You got me that. It does. It is. All right. Thanks.
Yeah, you too. Be safe, detective.
Probably bad in the long term to get lied to him like that. Hey Kim, can you foot me like 8-6 real?
Shine on these sunglasses lasts a lifetime, officer. 100% guaranteed.
First things first. Like,
Hello, hello. Let me... Sure. Let me have a look. Anything else you're thinking of selling?
maybe something worth. Okay, I'm gonna like, I know you know some things. Is there anything here that I could sell that I definitely don't need? Specifically, the rifle and the shot put. Do these like play some like ancient like, yes, like some sort of weird niche role that's super important? I mean, first things first, though, I guess important.
Another time, perhaps.
There's something about...
The boomboxes on the shelf look well loved. One especially catches. This is you. Just make sure it works before you buy it.
These in working order?
Absolutely. I've tested each one myself with recordings of speech. Found sounds and music from a variety of genres. Even though I don't really like music.
Oh.
It's a Harman Welsh W2.
$12.
Made in Vespa. Designed in Seoul. Plays all reel-to-reel formats. 2mm.
$12. Alright.
Hello, hello.
Okay, so I saw the
Let me know
rifle,
if I can help
and...
you with anything. Sure. Let me have anything else you're thinking of selling.
Alright.
Another time, perhaps.
The boomboxes wait on the shelves.
And here you are, quality sound reproduction on the go. It'll play anything, wherever, turn any tape into a conversation of sounds and shapes.
Thank you. Thank you, Roy. And because we have the money, and I'm willing to bet we can find enough money to make rent.
The shine on these sun. Sporty and practical, officer. Good choice.
Alright. Should we need... Alright. Ah, the model doesn't look very froggy. Yeah, should we need like an extra point in perception or anything? We got it.
The porter reel is just what you needed. The reels attach to the apparatus with a satisfying click. The tape is routed behind the magnetic reader.
Alright.
We push, command set, and the tape starts spinning. Violent static and machine sounds fill the air.
This isn't Revachol. This is a fucking village. I can almost see the elephants.
Christ.
The harbor. That's the son of a Kvalson crane.
When this shit is done, I'm gonna tear that place up. Soldier of the apocalypse style. Kill shit. Dogs and chickens too. Gonna run a room, Cordy. A real nice one. I don't give a shit. I'm fucking done. I'm done mentally. I'll fucking do them all in. Rape that disco cunt on the counter. You know, the dance a whore upstairs. Do it Kohoi style. Never did get that taste out of my mouth.
The lieutenant presses the button marked Arrete on your porter reel. The tape stops spinning.
The sound,
End
man.
of recording.
What do you
It
think?
seemed authentic enough. Probably recorded off the shortwave, then edited to seem more incriminating. He sounded like he was on patrol around the harbor walls.
Sounds inebriated.
Still,
There's more going on here than we know.
It's
Corty
Cordy.
could be short for Cortenard, one of the other mercenaries, the one he was talking to. Probably the mountain at the harbor gates. Mr. Right to Work.
Ahoy.
A village on the Samaran Isola, in South Safre. Grad committed war crimes there, the kind of thing he talks about.
Okay.
Who knows? Maybe the tattoos would have an answer. We would need to know the...
A symbol of Soldier of the Apocalypse.
I think we've got a few more questions for class here, don't you?
As you take out the tape, the boombox tunes itself back to the cheery radio again, spewing out beats like it's a Friday night.
Oh, back up we go. And maybe she can talk about the body too. Oh boy.
Officer, what brings you up here in the rain?
About
Not my
this all?
favorite topic, but okay.
Okay.
How about we, change the subject to something more lighthearted now?
I just give us a
She
recording.
puts her coffee cup down with a soft ring as the porcelain meets the metal table.
Did he? I never said he was a good man, or that he had good intentions. Only that he was never bad to me.
She doesn't care. If anything, she sounds amused.
Has he targeted you?
Where did they get this recording exactly?
And tell me.
It's intercepted radio chatter of the deceased, recorded via a de-encryption station. It's authentic enough.
Does he say he's gonna do it Soldier of the Apocalypse style?
Yes.
Yeah. That was practically his pickup line.
Jesus.
A memory surfaces in her tired neocortex. It's not entirely unpleasant.
Did he say whores a lot? Was he pretty much on the verge of doing it Kohoi style?
Yes.
He liked the way it sounded when he said it. As to Kohoi, he wasn't actually there. He didn't do a tour, or at least didn't tell me he did. Would have been overkill anyway. He lived his own little Kohoi. It wasn't his everything.
Machismo?
Yes, was he bragging?
Oh no, I'm pretty sure he did all those things. Then integrated them into his idea of normalcy. To keep on living. Until they just sort of turn into his,
Persona?
running joke.
Yeah.
I was gonna say running joke. And it sounds like you didn't even get the good bits. Lely's punchlines got way, way funkier than that. He was like the Seminoles conflict, the Kohoi massacre, and the 36 famine in Yezut all rolled into one person, then cast in Orani ceramic armor, which he wore in bed and in the shower.
The shower? That's disgusting. You afraid?
Afraid of what? That tape the Hardy Boys recorded? Your mother probably never told you this, but girls are evil. Had I the physical robustness and social support, I'd be in Kohoi. I would be tearing it up Soldier of the Apocalypse style.
She wouldn't. She doesn't have the full Hoi in her.
Oh.
Did he tell you he had actually done any of those things? He and Martinez, I mean?
No. We were too busy laying waste to our own nervous systems to direct any of the fury outward. He seemed happy, I guess. At ease. As much as a man like him could be.
Thank you for clearing that up, miss. Whenever you're ready. I'm interested to hear what Titus Hardy has to say now.
She takes a very small sip of her coffee and smiles.
That's about the victim.
For example, his name?
Actually, officer, I didn't know his name. I just called him Lely.
A nickname?
I guess. He came from Lelystad. It's short for that. And it was his army name, apparently. He said his real name wasn't his. I tried to pry it out of him, but it was no use.
Lelystad. That's a good start.
Yeah.
We have a few questions you can help us with. A few things a field autopsy alone can't answer.
The young woman cranes her neck, trying to catch a glimpse of the page the lieutenant passed to you. On it is a list of autopsy observations recorded neatly in blue ink. The last missing pieces of a puzzle of flesh.
Elysium, the place.
In Oranje, officer. It's, I think municipality is the term. A nowhere town there.
The Lelystad municipality has few boroughs and even fewer cities. It's made of agricultural plots near the border of Gottwald. Executive summary: cows, silos, and wheat.
You were almost right, officer. That means his race was occidental, not mondial. I'll update the form.
Alright. Both in real life?
Yes.
Oh.
We were compatriots.
Did that bring you together?
No. He was too old for that. And from another part of Oranjenrek. I didn't even understand his accent. What brought us together wasn't Oranje. It was bad habits.
Sex, alcohol. No love for Mother Oranje, but wasn't he a soldier? This could be worth pursuing.
Is it though?
The young woman is smiling, still, about their bad habits.
Age?
He was 42.
Oh.
42? Are you sure? I would have had him above 50.
Physical instrument right again.
He had many scars that made him appear older. But no, we even celebrated his birthday like some weeks ago. It was a funny 2 days. He had little reason to lie to me.
Looks like you were right, officer.
Points aren't good. Have one, you old dog, before we all die. The young woman looks at you, then the lieutenant, then you.
Eye color.
Blue. Light blue. They were like little blue galaxies, you know? It was strange, seeing those eyes in his fucked up face. Pardon the swearing.
No, that's fine.
I do him an injustice. He wasn't ugly. And he had a beautiful, soft voice. Very surprising, what with all the scarring. It was quite something, watching him speak.
He had a combat wound on his chin and mouth?
Yes. Severe. It made him look like half his face was cracking away in some strange smile. That and those eyes.
Ah, yes. His hair, if you can remember?
It was light brown, almost blonde. He darkened it with brilliantine, made it oily. Not nice to stroke. I couldn't convince him to leave it alone.
Yeah, tattoo.
Oh, that.
Want to use map of the waterways?
Sure, waterways. It was mostly for showing off to chicks, though.
How so?
How? Imagine him lying in bed. Freakish musculature laid out on the sheets. Scarred, of course. Tattooed. The sheets are dirty for some reason.
Is this Orani's lit?
I don't know. Okay.
He's smoking and drinking, of course. And his chest and shoulders and arms are studded with stars. Tens, hundreds of them. Maybe even thousands. And the woman goes like, "What was this, baby?" And he says, "That was too hardcore. Don't ask me about that." So she goes, "Okay, but what's this, baby?" And he's like, "Saw some bat shit there. Killed some loincloths."
Jesus.
And so it goes. Star after star. Port after port. Third world country after third world country. And he's done horrible things in every single one of them. Oh, yeah.
Can you tell us what it means?
No, thank you. I've seen enough of him dead. I can tell you what they meant without looking at them.
Go on.
He was a blue-eyed boy with thick arms, from a small town. He was also poor, and the government of Orania needed some people killed, so they turned him into a grotesque killer. For money. He went to Killer Academy in Vredefort. Then he killed some people on the Seminine Islands. And on other islands, too. All of the islands. After this, he came to Revachol and got killed himself.
A fun story.
It is when you're high. It can be very exciting then. You have the tools to deal with it. It's not a very nice story to remember when you're sober. A change of topic?
Alright, we're done here.
Coolly, gracefully, she pours herself more coffee.
Right. I'm done here.
Wait, stop. That man, bloated beyond all recognition, was 42?
Yeah.
Below the damage, the weeks of decomposition, all the swollen indignity of mortality. He was 42 years old.
I got a feeling where this is going.
How old are you? That's where this is going. 45,000 liters of raw alcohol has left its disfigurements. What lies beneath, you wonder? You could ask either one of them.
How old do you think I am? How old?
How old? 58.
58? Really?
You asked.
It could be.
He was deceased. He had been decomposing for a week.
Yeah. I mean, come on. I've been.
There's silence. Then a little more.
Okay.
Sure, you're 42. Let's go?
Wait. This requires scientific measurements.
I mean, come on. I'm not
To
afraid
the
of truth.
laboratorium.
Ah, come on, really? What is this? Data burst generator. What use would this even do? Like, oh yeah, I'd dedicate an entire thought space just for that. Would that really be worth it? What kind of bonus could it give me? Nah. Oh, we got two. Alright. Really? Alright. Okay, nothing changes. Alright. So, I mean, nothing lost. And just cause, oh, I could just want to have 2 points. No, I do. I guess I can't internalize one while, I guess I gotta wait until I internalize it. So I just got a skill point. I mean, that's a good idea. Have a skill point I can either spend on either unlocking another thought once this one's through. Or just have a point in case I need something. Either way, back to Hardy.
It's you again. What is it?
At least you ain't calling us a clown. Checked about the tape.
And
Nothing.
that fucking fucker. You're the worst cops in Revachol. I gave you gold on that tape.
Fool's gold, maybe.
That fucker wasn't aimed at you. It was at her.
This is locker room talk.
Locker room talk. What are you, fucking brain dead? I've been to plenty of locker rooms. They don't plan rapes there. What did she have to say then? Fine by her? This is what people are supposed to be like? Fucking whoop-de-doo.
Never nostalgic.
Yes. In fact, I think she thought it was a little funny.
Funny? No good goddamn psycho whore. Alright. All fucking righty then. I guess it's good then. That fucking...
Please try to control yourself in the presence of visitors, Titus.
This is just perfect. Just fucking perfect. Any thoughts on this, lawmen?
Not really.
Women are crazy. Irrational. That's what you're thinking, right? Also, your fists are itching for a bump.
She wasn't who you thought you were,
Nah,
she was.
I know her. She's just a girl. In over her head.
Handled him well enough.
Handled him? She got into some stupid shit with that guy. Shit we had to take care of.
Yes, we heard all about it, and the fact still stands. You were more disturbed by the tape than her.
Yeah, what happened?
I already told you. We fucking hanged him.
There's less gusto in his voice now. His men too are growing increasingly silent.
Come on, Titus. We know you didn't hang him. He was shot. I know you're tired. So am I. Why don't you just...
You know what? I am tired. I'm tired of you and the whore upstairs. Next time you see her, tell her Titus said, "Fuck on!"
Okay.
This is the petulant rage of someone who's at the end of their wits.
That lying, scamming. We're done. This is over. You understand? Your little investigation is over. Yeah.
On the floor, beer drips out of the can into a small puddle. No one does anything about it.
What is this quiet funeral shit? All we need is some beers in us. Bartender, 20 beers for the Dock Workers Union.
Why do we make it 40, huh? Why do we make it 100 beers? You're not loud enough.
100 beers? Now we're talking. Hoppity hop over here, cafeteria manager.
The window might be closing. The more beers they get in them, the less cooperative they will be.
Listen, man, we gotta do this now.
Convince Titus he's being manipulated. You should know by now. Titus Hardy will never falter.
But maybe there's someone in his ranks who will.
But you know someone who might.
They will.
Fat Angus, the powerful guy, Mr. All Muscle. The time has come. Put him in the pressure cooker. Just remember, it's about more than Glasia. It's about these men and Martinez, their district, their responsibility. Outside, in the midday sun, ruins. The pavements are cracked and the benches peeling. Newspapers blow in the wind. Huh?
Yeah, we're done, Kim. Come on.
You'll get it. Go on.
Alright, done, Kim. Martinez, they'll kill you just because you looked at him funny. They don't like you.
Got it. Kill you because they don't like you. All because...
Bring that up one more time, and you won't get to write that report.
The man's fists under the table are balled. You can tell from his neck and shoulders. He means it.
Yes, I understand, Alain. That's your name, right, Alain? You'll kill us. That's what they do in the wild north.
Hang you, shoot you, I don't even remember.
It wasn't that. It wasn't. We didn't shoot him.
That's it.
Oh.
That's the weak one.
Oh, yeah.
You flushed him out. Now go in for the...
Officer, you will be next if you don't shut up.
Alright.
He's onto you. He knows what you're trying to do.
What, Theo? You kill me like him? For no
We
reason?
didn't kill him. We didn't even hang him. He was dead when...
Shut up, Angus!
We didn't hang him. He was dead before.
Eddie! Say one more thing to the cops and I'll...
Dennis, stand down, or I'll beat your head in. Theo, take your hand off the belt. This isn't 31. I've got this under control.
I feel kind of bad.
Angie, where's your goddamn inhaler? You sound like you're dying.
I left it home. I can't get it. I'm too fucked. I'm sorry.
Why are you so fucking fat, Angus? Now it's all pointless. Because of you. You wasted my time. I told you, Titus. I told you just give her up.
Lizzie, your help is no longer needed here. Go tell Everard.
Fine. I'll tell him. After a long walk along the coast.
Thanks for the gloves. They kind of enabled all this.
You're in. He's all yours. Questions.
Listen, I'm sorry.
Me too.
You did.
He nods.
You hanged the corpse to cover up the real cause of death, the bullet in his head.
Another nod.
Because the girls asked us to. They were in some shit.
Girls?
Girls plural. There's another girl. 2 of them. Take note of this. They'll probably say more about her later.
Did she kill him?
Cop, I have no idea. The girl says she didn't.
What happened Sunday?
Classier came down. She seemed really out of it. Drugged up, even more than usual. Bug-eyed and gurning, you know? Not in a fun way. It looked like she'd redosed after something went down. I've seen that look before. She was scared. I knew someone had died.
How'd you know?
I've done this job for 10 years. I've seen it before. It's the politician in the motel room with the dead hooker scenario. Only in reverse.
Good analogy, boss.
You don't get to talk yet, Shinky. You're still on the bench. And you keep taking it easy too, Angus.
Sorry about that, Angus.
That's okay with the fat man, still wheezing there. He couldn't speak if he wanted to.
We went upstairs. Sure as day the merc was dead. There was a bullet hole through the window. Fucking dirty sheets and bottles everywhere.
And that's why the window was a special interactable.
He means they'd been fucking?
Tibbs patched the window. And the corpse. We hang.
Why's the cover up?
I've noticed our girl's in some shit of her own.
What kind?
The can't show up on police radar kind. There are people after her. From the old world. Where she came from.
That
They're
being
powerful. Connected to the moral intern. She's clearly afraid for her life. Says if she showed up in your systems, she'd be ghosted away.
That's all he knows. That's all she's told him.
And why would you help someone like that? By taking on a murder?
Why would I? I guess we abide all sorts of runaways and losers here. It's a Martinez thing.
Huh? No, fair enough. Heath?
Yeah, he's my brother. He's in the window replacement business.
Huh. Well, I guess that helps. Either way, you know who did kill him?
Not yet. Just some ideas. She says the shot came from outside, behind the window somewhere. So that's a clue.
You get an idea?
I'm thinking someone's past caught up with them. Either hers or his.
Hers, you mean?
I mean the people after Klausya. Maybe the shot missed. Maybe it was meant for her.
I like that. Been thinking the same thing myself.
And days about his
Mine
past.
too. One of those mercenary buddies of his could have done it. They got guns, training, years of bad blood, probably. Or it could have been someone else from Crenell.
Could have been.
Tell you what I'd do. Check out the coast for vantage points. Maybe consult with a ballistics buddy of mine. That's what I'd do. If I wasn't too busy doing this clown dance with you.
He's calm now. Threw all that turmoil away and became himself again.
Whose idea was it?
In a manner of speaking.
Remember the 2 girls? He may be talking about the other one.
Yeah, was it the other one?
That's right. It was her idea to hang him. I liked it for political reasons. It sent a good message.
The 8th Hardy.
Fella, you think too much. He's off all right. You're gonna hurt your head. That woman is just affiliated with the Hardy Boys. You don't know her, anyway.
It's okay. Yeah.
We're Hardy Boys. And that's it.
Hey, can you tell me anything?
Nope. You're not getting to her. It's Klausya you want to talk to.
Either way. Thanks, Titus.
You do that. Hey, cop. Before you go.
Suddenly, the wind picks up outside. You hear it rattling the large windows in their frames. It carries newspapers, circles the whirling in rags in a warm column.
She, Klausya, came to Martinez to hide. Many of us did. This is where you wash up when there's nowhere left to go. The Union takes you in. Now, she refused that protection. But
You still don't want to take her in if it comes to it.
that's right. If we didn't take care of the people who end up here, this place would just be a couple of ruins and some cargo containers.
We'll take that into account.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, with what you said earlier about how she's worried about being spirited away by whatever, I don't think I have the heart in me. Just take her in. Now I was thinking we were gonna get across the other island at this point. Like way back. And here we are.
It's always good to see you.
Something in her demeanor has changed. She's tired, consigned to her fate, to being here with you and what's to come.
Those
I understand.
Just like that. No resistance. Her shoulders are slouched, her feet long and straight.
I expected this.
I knew there was a chance you'd get them to tell you. It's what you do. You're the police.
For what it's worth, I'm sorry for wasting your time.
This is good. Clear the air first, between you two, then move on to questions. Is it? Something is off here.
What is it?
Shush, I can't hear what she's saying. Let the mist speak. She's tall and thin and tired. A twig trying so hard not to break.
Ooh.
If you knew we would find out eventually, why did you waste our
Volition.
time?
Because of the Hardys. I couldn't just dispense with them. They were only trying to help me. Out of the shit I'd gotten into.
It's not reason,
You're
man.
right. There's more. You answer to the coalition government, and by extension, the moral intern.
Briefly glancing over her shoulder to the sea, as she's done time and time again. A grand expanse of water reaches over the bay and to the horizon, golden grey in the noonlight.
Beyond it?
The Pale, the Muindi Isola, the Occident, and then Aranye, the old world.
Okay, the moral intern?
You share a database with them. You send people to their courts.
Happens.
Just business. But bad business for some people in the moral intern. If I show up in your records, officer, they will find me. They will...
What happens if they do?
They will kill me, sir. If you file my name, take me in for questioning, enter me into the moral intern mill, well, then I'm fucked. For nothing. This murder didn't have anything to do with me.
What do you do?
It's not nice, but it's not illegal. Not here in Revachol, or even in Oranje.
What exactly did you do?
Industrial espionage. I joined a business collective with the intention of betraying them. I did my job well enough to be asked to do it again.
Person dies as a potential over just business espionage.
With a bigger company. The kind you really, really don't fuck with. I took their ledgers, 2 decades worth of accounting.
I need the names of the companies involved and who hired you.
The job was Lewes-Duin County Savings Bank. They sound small, but they're part of the Lewes-Scott conglomerate. That was the second job. The first was some printer company. You wouldn't know them. As to who hired me for the job, I don't know. But they're after me too, along with Lewes-Scott and their friends in the MI. Once you're done in the competitive intelligence circuit, you don't have allies. You're radioactive.
Laws cap. These people engineer financial disasters in second world countries. The conglomerate also includes the Bank of Consecration, Airberg, and the popular Papalolo line of dairy products.
A lot of shit.
It is. Many people lost their jobs. Not just C-suite. Ordinary people. What I did to get to accounting... A lot of people got hurt. but that's just more of my shit you shouldn't have to deal with. You're solving a murder.
What happened that
We
night?
were there. Together. In bed, I mean.
Bed.
Okay. He was in a kneeling position. He had just entered me. I was on my back, looking at him. I heard the window behind me shatter, and I turned to look. There was a hole in the glass. I turned back to him. His eyes were looking through me, and his mouth was open. Dumb. I could see. I could...
Her chest rises and falls with each word. She keeps herself together and says it.
I knew he was dead before he fell down on top of me.
I have to go
No,
on.
I want to. Let's get this done.
It's okay. Tell us as much as you're comfortable with.
He was heavy. I pushed him off and he fell to the floor. There. He only had his boots on. I bit the pillow, not to scream, then ran downstairs. I waited for the second shot to come. For me. I thought there would be one. It never came.
She's forgotten about her cigarette. The butt has burned right down to her fingernails.
Aye.
So am I.
She throws it away and immediately proceeds to light another one.
What time was this? When did it happen? It would help us if you could be as precise as possible.
11:30 to 12:15. I don't know the exact time. Around midnight.
It's okay. Were you inebriated?
Not as much as usual. He'd done a line, plus other things. I was drinking.
Wait. Titus said she was gurning her jaw off, much more than usual.
You said you looked
Oh,
pretty high.
yeah. I did one of his lines, just to clear my head.
Good thinking. Clear your head. You should clear your head. Get into his mindset.
No.
Did you hear or see the shooter in the course of this?
No.
What did you do?
Nothing. I was trapped. I was stuck in my room downstairs. I got some clothes on and crawled back up, drew the blinds. Blood was coming from his mouth. Not a lot. Just a little. He was still on the floor, slouched. I couldn't be there with him anymore. So I ran down and out of my room, into the hallway, down the stairs. I knew there would be people there.
I have to.
Sylvie was tending the bar. A lot of people were there. The Hardys were at the table in front of the stage. I think the Union box was full. Ruby was there too. They were having such a good time. I sat down and they all welcomed me. I didn't even have to say anything. Ruby knew something was wrong.
Ruby?
That is...
Ruby. You know, the leader.
The leader? Of what?
The Hardy Boys.
Oh, you said that?
Well, nominally, yes. Ruby's the one they go to when things happen, like things they need taken care of. She's the organizer.
This Ruby, in her phrasing, is entrusted with great power. She trusts her. So do the others.
Would you say she is the 8th Hardy Boy?
Why not?
Aye.
Well, Ruby said let's talk upstairs. I showed her the room. I've known these people since December. They know my situation, that I can't leave a paper trail. Ruby was the first one I told. She said she'd take care of this. It's what she does, you know, take care of things. I helped her get the body to the bathroom. We used a belt to pull him up under the shower, to keep him upright.
To mislead you, they were tampering with the body.
To produce lividity, matching a hanging?
Yes.
We completely missed the tampering. Looks like you got there in time. What was this, 20 minutes after death?
Oops.
About 20, yes. Ruby explained it would make the blood... You know what he does.
And then?
Ruby went outside to talk to Titus and the boys. I was just looking at Lely in the bathroom. I had to put his clothes back on. His armor, too. It was tough, but I've seen him take it off and put it on many times. It took Ruby maybe half an hour to come back with Titus. I'd gotten him ready by then. They carried him out. I knew what they were going to do. Make it look like a hanging. Ruby said they would.
And?
Ruby said to wait here. She also said I wouldn't see her for a while. That we should lay low or something. So I did.
Where's she now?
I don't know. I haven't seen her since.
We will need to take this question to the Hardy Boys.
Did you hear
When
the
he was
gunshot?
shot? I may have. I don't know. I couldn't hear anything over the glass exploding.
The gunshot wasn't that loud. This is something to keep in mind when assessing the distance of the shot.
Did you keep that for visual calculus later? Did you? Come on. Did people have to
That's
have done
the
it?
first thing that went through my head when I heard the glass break. I thought they'd found me. They've killed him to punish me. All last week, I've tried not to talk to anyone or be seen with anyone so they wouldn't be hurt. I've come to understand, however, this is paranoia. What happened didn't have anything to do with me.
Probably not.
Or I don't know anything anymore. All I do is wait here.
We can't go after Loose Cap. Not yet. There are other, saner leads.
I don't ask you to, Lieutenant. If there's one thing I know, it's that you'll get nothing from there.
Wait, why call the cops if you're hiding?
Because I'm an idiot.
Which is an indicator of truth.
I don't think so.
You have to understand, the people around here, no one was making the call, and he kept rotting. And then they picked his clothes off, and that little fucker threw stones at him.
Her jaw is clenched. Her throat moves. It takes all her strength not to cave in and sob. Once. Just one time.
He kept throwing stones at him for 3 days. I could hear the thud. Thud. So I called you. I hope with all my heart it's not the last thing I do in Ravishol.
This means Kuno is responsible for the events of the game. Like, me being here. God. I don't want to think about that anymore.
She definitely called the cops. That was task complete. It could not have been a lie. That is impossible.
His window changed.
Last week, Angus and Titus's brother, I think he's called Tibbs.
Ah, Angus is a
took care
brother.
of it.
You should have another look at that window after this. Reconstruct the scene. It's right there.
Inside?
Yes, you see the glass sparkling out of the corner of your eye.
No,
She
yeah.
nods, silently. She doesn't even smoke. Just picks up the cold coffee and holds it in her hands.
How about
He's thinking, are we done here? Or maybe you should take her to the station for safekeeping. She lied to you, and she's a flight risk. No, that won't be necessary. Just leave her alone. She's been through enough. She doesn't need this police brutality. Multiface, I'm beginning to doubt your judgment. Are you sure you're not sleeping on
Thank
the
you,
post?
Drama.
You have to wake this one up with force if you want to continue pushing her.
Come on, wake up.
But we are awake, sire. Get a hold of yourself just once, will you? Try to look past the sexually, so you say. But give us one example of deceit. Just one example. Who is this personhood picking these seditious options? Can't you see the detective grows weary of your malcontent? Stop staring at her eyes and say something pertinent to the case. This is making you look like an amateur. It looks like this one's not waking up. You'll have to do it without pushing her further. At least for now.
Alright, that's it. Get that look.
This window is pristine on the inside. Unlike the one next to a vague sense, you get the feeling this room would tell you something crucial if you only knew how to listen. The window stands.
I'm not putting another point in visual calculus. I mean, stream's gonna end it a little bit. What's probably gonna happen is we just, yeah, like 15 more minutes to stream. Yeah, it's probably gonna happen is, I should have put on the glasses. Wait, can I?
This window is.
But yeah, no, yeah, I mean, don't worry. Shouldn't be too much. Just probably just go talk with Hardy again.
This window is pristine.
And then maybe start going to the other island and just probably just collecting a bunch of bottles. I mean, it's great. Thanks for sticking around.
This window is pristine on the inside. The golden light melts away into the blue, glassy darkness of your mind. In it are two neon-lit shapes, a man and a woman on the single bed.
Position?
Like the witness said, the man is kneeling, the woman is on her back. It's the night of March 4th and a shot has just been fired. The man looks directly at the woman. The shot's possible directions converge in his mouth, a ray cast from somewhere outside, entering his brain, ending him.
Where?
From the roof outside, location A prime. The glass fractures around the bullet hole, shards face inwards like a corona behind the woman's back. The ray cast from the man's mouth unravels into a fan of possible directions, all on the roof at first. The shot could have come from any of them. This is composite location A prime, most likely of the origin points.
Right, the begun I was outside then.
Then the rain and slush and wind washed it away. This was more than a week ago.
Oh, what could have been there?
72%, with a weapon that's good for medium range, like a rifle or sports pistol. This is a good short distance, but not too short. The perpetrator aimed with their back against the railing, or possibly kneeling for precision. This would explain why it only took them one shot. The lights were on in here. Outside it was dark. It was like shooting fish in an aquarium, a well-lit aquarium. The victim opened his mouth to let the bullet in. Neither of them would have seen anything outside in the darkness, too busy with their own bodies.
What else could it have been?
None that you've found thus far, but that doesn't mean there aren't any.
Could have been inside.
Point X would contradict the woman's testimony, rendering the entire proposition void. These figures would be wiped out, detective.
Could it be further
That's
away?
At 28%, yes. In this model, the shot could have come from a greater distance. Nothing excludes the possibility. Should we extrapolate to include every possible point of origin in Martinez?
Yeah.
You would need a map for that. A map of Martinez.
Kim, where do I get that?
The bookstore. They have maps. You're thinking, what if the shot didn't come from the roof, right?
Yep.
Good. We should come back with the map and compare the landscape to the radius of the shot.
Alright. I'll have to buy a map. Oh god, this is gonna set me. This is gonna financially set me back to the beginning. And it looks like we're not done yet either. Come on.
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome. Goodness, you were already doing.
She smiles.
Alright. Map. Home of fascist magic. Okay. Ah, there we go.
Several maps have been attached to the maps look old and faded.
Map of Martinez. This could work, maybe.
Yeah.
Always good to be informed of your surroundings.
Thank you. Back we go. I don't even think those are the most interesting things about fascists are the magic. Yeah, sure, let's go with that. Alright, like 10 minutes left. Then we gotta call time. Alright then, where were we?
The same two neon-lit shapes, a man and a woman. A ray of backward motion explodes.
Alright, we got the map.
According to your map of the district, this shot could have come from a wide angle of locations, starting with the northern edge of the abandoned boardwalk, ending with an islet in the bay. Let's call them B prime. B prime for boardwalk, B double prime for Land's End, and B triple prime for the islet detective. There may be smaller points in between, but those are too fine to zoom in on.
It's boardwalk.
700 meters away. The likeliest of these B positions, 20% chance. A skilled sniper could have made the shot, provided he had a safe sniper's nest. Even with the light on inside, we're talking military training. At that distance, the perpetrator would have had to take wind direction into account.
About double prime.
1.2 kilometers away. The least likely of these positions. Let's say 3%. A truly skilled sniper could have done it. Possibly from a tent. No, too far-fetched.
That makes me think it's it. Triple prime.
1 kilometer away. An unlikely point of origin. Beyond the docks somewhere.
Oh, it could
on
be,
an
though.
islet in the Bay of Martinez, perhaps. There are islets there, badly charted as they may be. The shot would have been a small miracle. 5% likelihood. There is an extremely narrow field of view from the bay to the window, between Rue de Saint-Ghislain 10 and 33A. The angle would have been extreme, and access to the islets is questionable.
And what do you think?
From where, precisely?
Say B prime, double prime, and triple prime.
I see you have given this a lot of thought. Are those the locations you've singled out in addition to the roof? And what is the likelihood, in your opinion, that it came from a further distance?
It's less than roof, but still.
Okay, well, we should see if there is gunshot residue or sniper nests if we go down the coast. Rule these spots out one by one. It would be the diligent thing to do. Until then, personally, I'm going with the roof version. A simple hypothesis can be wrong, but it's something to build on.
Alright. And now with that, I forgot, we still aren't done. Alright. Wait a minute. Nice. Alright. Down we go again. That'll probably be the last thing we do this stream. Alright.
It's you again. What is it?
Talk to Class A. Ruby.
Why?
I'm gonna love with you. He's an excellent
Sounds like
finisher.
you're making her a suspect in this. Not on my watch, you're not. Ruby's one of us. We're not gonna throw her under your moral intern steamroller. Fuck that shit.
And fuck you too, moral
Ruby is missing. If you hide from the police in a murder investigation, you become a suspect. You know how it works, guys.
That's nothing. That's just legalese. You don't even have a sound theory. I don't want to be rude, but we're trying to get some R&R here. Think you could fuck off now?
I think we'll keep sticking around, Titus. You'll be surprised at how quickly a theory presents itself if you keep looking.
From the corner of your eye, you see a little bird fly into the bush, right behind the window, behind Titus's back.
Alright. What I do want to do, though, just one last thing.
The same small... The same small, heavy door. No lock inside.
Yeah, okay.
You give it...
Demolished.
I don't see how this... through the kitchen.
Yeah, I think I figured that. Let's just take a look at the other one. Let's talk to this guy.
A thin man, as used, it must be his name. Garanzi. The man puts his cup down and replies something. His left hand, he looks up at you. Then, shrugging is an international sign for, no, I don't. He smiles and bangs his ladle. It's almost like music. immediately feel the door does not budge. The old cobalt. Behind the dockworkers, a ceiling height window. The hawthorn brush, nothing. Just black tangles like the hair of an old woman.
You know what? I am willing to do this again. Because, I mean, I said to myself, I mean, there could be a reason why we need it. A reason why we need one perception. What better way to close this off? I know my friend was gonna really wish we see this, but, I mean, it'll be like a nice surprise for him. They watch the VOD and then see this happen. I bet they'd be really happy too if this does work. Let's see. Anything for perception? Anything else? Wait, do these two again real quick.
You see, you meet the door that the old cobalt. A thin man, as you step, it must be his name. The man, he looks up, shrugging, he smiles. It's almost like...
Alright, now we do this.
Behind the dockworkers, a ceiling height. There's a yellow ribbon tied to one of the branches. Light yellow, faded with time. A tiny splash of color in the blackness of the thicket. Hanging from it, a bronze key. It's close enough to the latch up there. One can slide it open and just take it. Surely not a coincidence.
Someone hit a key in the bush.
I don't know about that. I'm comfortable here. Don't think any sliding would really help right now.
Sorry, fucko. Looks like you're gonna have to go bush diving. Good fucking luck with that. The Hawthorn's got a bitch of a bite.
I'm gonna enjoy the sight of you in the bushes out there.
With a loud thud, the old man stands up, pushes the window open, grabs the key from the hawthorn branch, and slides it across the table to you. The key is brass.
Okay.
One-shot spear
Thanks, Theo.
is etched into its bow. The old man closes the window and sits back down in silence.
Come on, man. We were just having some fun. Where's the harm in...
I'm tired of listening to your shit.
Thank you.
Don't thank me. I don't give two shits about your key.
Either anyone know why?
Didn't even know it was there. Boys.
No idea.
Never even seen it. Someone must have hidden it there before this room became our place.
Nowhere it opens.
It could open the door in the kitchen. The blue door. It says workshop spare. Maybe there's a workshop there?
Alright. I hope you know it was all thanks to Froggy giving us one perception. Beady suspicious eyes. Okay. This stupid shirt ain't give a... Wait a minute. We could... Oh no, yeah, do just only... Okay, yeah. Either way, we did it. You know, it's all thanks to the Froggy Cap. You'll be happy to know that. But with that, we are actually a little bit over time. Really eventful. You know, I mean, I thought at the start of the second day we'd be going across the island, but we've gone through like over half the day now. Over midway through the day. You know, it was eventful. Like, got a lot done. I mean, got the drug trade thing figured out. learn more about the hanging. The entire thing with Hardy in Classier. Oh boy. And then now we know Ruby. We bought the frog glasses. We have a tape recorder. Or not tape recorder, tape player. Bunch of things, really. And we finally got the key, so we could finally investigate those rooms. Aye. And then after that, we can finally go in to the other side tomorrow. Well, not tomorrow, but next time we stream. Probably, I'm hoping Wednesday. I'm hoping to test out the 3-day schedule again. Friday probably won't be around noon. Probably be a different time. Maybe a little bit later, like an hour or two. I don't know. I hashed that out once I'm thinking about the schedule. Either way, I've been CowboyTuba. It's time for me to hit the dusty trail. Now, whatever trails y'all find yourselves on, I hope they find you well. Bye.